Greetings, comrades. My name is Gigantals, and hopefully the light in this room doesn't make me look like I'm on fire again. I've tried to move it around because for some reason the light in this room is really red, especially when I'm trying to record, so hopefully I look more normal right now. But today's video is not going to be it's not going to be a normal Life at University video. It's actually going to be about something else, and it relates to a channel that does have some importance to me. And this channel is called Koto and Sen. Now, if you go onto that channel's, in normal situations, I would recommend you go onto the channel and subscribe to it, because I quite like it. However, I would be cautious about that right now, and that's because of the current situation of the channel. So let me explain what it is first. So Koto and Sen, it's a really old channel. Started, I don't even know how old it is. I'm going to use a lot of relative terms and dates here, so I'll correct them when I'm editing. I put the little information like subtitles all over here. But otherwise, I'm going to try and give you a rundown of this channel's history. So Koto and Sen is run by two individuals who call themselves Koto and Sen, and they're most known for, it's a Let's Play channel, and they were one of the big Let's Play channels back in the day. And when I mean back in the day, I mean in the what period of time would that be? If you have the noughties, which is from 2000 to 2009, then what would be the period of time between 2010 to 2019? The teenies, whatever it is, but they were quite important in that decade. And the reason why they're important to me, it does relate partly. Okay, I'm going to integrate why they're important to me along into the timeline, because I've been there since almost the very beginning. I'm going to confuse myself here. I've been with them for a very long time, so I've seen a lot of their channel's history grow. And what happened was, back in 2012, I believe, when I was busy going and trying to explore the internet for the first time, going on to YouTube and seeing it was an entertainment tool, really. What happened was, I didn't really have much structure in terms of what I watched. I just try to find something interesting to watch. So maybe at that point in time, I was really into Doctor Who. So I'd look up stuff about clips from Doctor Who or theories about it, stuff like that. And sometimes, I also found out about a game, this strange game that with very weird graphics called Minecraft. So I saw games like that and Let's Play videos, and I thought, this looks interesting, what's it about? And so I would watch these videos, and it was very much random, because I would just go from one video, that video I'm watching, to one in the suggested feed, or I'd look up a specific video. But it was very much chaotic in terms I didn't have an account back then, but even if I did, I wouldn't really have subscribed to anyone. It was very much chaotic at this point in time. Now, Koto and Sen were one of the first channels that... No, I'll scratch that. Koto and Sen was the first channel to actually bring me out of that chaotic phase on YouTube. So I came across their content and I really liked it, and I decided I'm going to stick around for this. And then in 2015, late 2015, I formed my account, I formed my account and channel, and then I subscribed to them. And Koto and Sen, as I said, they're Let's Players, and they were really big. They were really big in the past. And there were a couple of quite big there were a couple of quite large series, quite popular series. They had very successful series on their channel. The main one was Greenfield Disasters. So there would be a city within Minecraft, and then they would throw natural disasters at it with some sort of overall plot behind them. And it was a little bit serious, as in, okay, we've got to get from A to B in our goals. But it was also quite funny and chaotic in the typical Let's Play manner. And I really liked this series. Although the strangest part was the fact that I ended up watching the final video of that series first. And so I was going, wait, what? I don't get any of this. I went to the beginning and I watched it all the way through, and it was absolutely brilliant. I absolutely loved their Greenfield Disaster series. And then there was stuff like the Shipwreck series, and then their series where they were trying to get to the moon and having a collaboration with Tenemic and other people. And they were branching out into various games, but Minecraft was their main series. And when they found us out, they started investing a lot more in it. So there was their Koto and Sen labs when they were doing experiments with that. And they were even going to redo a remake of the original Greenfield Disaster series, in which they would bring back all the natural disasters, but the mods would be upgraded, so newer versions of it. And I really liked this because it was very engaging, and obviously it may be strange to imagine me right now, like almost fawning over this Let's Play channel, but I was a very different character back then. If you watch my first video, I don't recommend you do because it's quite cringy, but if you watch my first video and you compare that to my more recent video, maybe this one I guess, you will definitely see a change in my character, a massive difference in how I've developed over the years. And that's quite something because I only started releasing content in like 2017. But I was very much into Let's Plays, and they were very much my thing, watching their videos. They were definitely one of the larger influences on me or my time on YouTube, other than the fact that I was watching the videos. My initial plans for my channel, Gigantals, was I was going to make it very much based off of Koto and Sen. And yeah, I was going to make pretty much my own version of that, and I was hoping that one day make a collaboration with them. They were definitely my YouTube heroes back then, and a massive influence. However, unfortunately, all this changed after there was a falling out after a while between Koto and Sen. Koto left YouTube, and Sen was left by himself on the channel, and he decided that he wasn't going to produce any more content on the channel, and he was going to make a new channel that he called Asteroid Spoon. He did a lot of the Let's Plays on that channel, and I did follow him. I did subscribe to him, and I watched his videos, and it felt sad to know that Koto wasn't there. I mean, Koto and Sen, that was the original channel, and Asteroid Spoon, even if, admittedly, Sen was my favorite of the two characters, okay? Sorry, Koto, but Sen was my favorite. Even if it was just Sen making this content, it was still sad to see that half of Koto and Sen had gone. And Sen did try and work hard to run the channel by himself, and he did collaborations with other channels and individuals such as Tenemic, and eventually he decided to start posting content back on the original channel. And this was an important point because I can't remember how long it was off the top of my head, but Koto and Sen had almost like 270,000 subscribers at their peak. Okay, a huge number. However, by the time the falling out happened, and then there was a big stagnation period between the falling out and then Sen coming back and starting to produce content again on Koto and Sen. And I think they went down to almost like 240,000. So they had lost a lot of subscribers because of this stagnation. And I remember Sen was busy trying to talk about a plan to try and revive the channel. And one of the biggest problems he had was that even if Koto did come back, because of the sheer amounts of time that had passed, when it comes to producing content, it's like surfing a wave. You always need to stay ahead of the wave and ahead of everyone else, and then you'll catch the most publicity, and you'll get a lot of views and subscribers and everything. The problem was because the channel had been quiet for so long, that wave had long since passed, and it will take a huge amount of time to try and get back, to try and catch up to the wave and be in the algorithm. So Sen took it upon himself to try and bring this channel back from its comatose state, and he did a good job trying to do that. And after a while, he released a short video in which he showed that he and Koto had actually made up. And I thought, oh yes, this is going to be a return of Koto and Sen. It wasn't going to be that simple, unfortunately. And the reason why relates to the main topic of this video. After a while, after this like slightly silent period, because I know that Sen at that point in time was in university, and I said, okay, if he's going to prioritize his studying over making videos on YouTube, that's fine. But I noticed he started releasing content again, but it wasn't him releasing it. Instead of the normal Let's Play videos or Saturday sit-downs videos that he did, there were these videos that were called stuff like Trophy Wives, Hot Woman, Wonder Womans, Natural Womans, and stuff like that, like really bad English. they had numbers on them, such as Wonder Woman's 1, Wonder Woman's 2, Wonder Woman's 3. And it was basically meant to just be like a slideshow of these like models in like skimpy clothing sometimes and stuff like that. And everyone on the channel was reporting this as hacked, and we try to let Sen know. And for a while, it seemed that Sen did notice, and all the content disappeared, and the channel went silent for another long period of time. However, a few years ago, I think this was late 2019 now, the channel seemed to get hacked again, and since then it's pretty much been a constant 3 or 4 videos a day of these strange series of natural women's, Wonder Woman's, beauty woman's, hot woman's, stuff like that. Just like 3 or 4 of these videos a day on their channel, just being produced and just being released over and over again. Now this was a bit difficult because on one hand I didn't want to see this content in my feed, so I thought, should I unsubscribe? But then another part of me said, no, we shouldn't do that, because regardless of what's happening now, this is the channel that we followed. You know, one of the first channel that we followed. Technically, it wasn't the first channel I subscribed to when I made my account at long last, but it was the first channel I technically followed. And I didn't want to quite leave that channel yet, so I just tried to ignore the strange videos that kept popping up in my feed. And I follow YouTube channels on Social Blade, basically tracking their statistics and how they grow, views, subscribers, stuff like that. And I mostly do it for myself. But sometimes what I do is I go through other channels. So I go through channels like PewDiePie, T-Series, Markiplier, my friends' channels. And the channel I did keep an eye on was Koto and Sen. And it's been sad to slowly see his subscriber count just start whittling away. And as it currently stands, I believe it's at 201,000. So he's lost almost a fifth of all the subscribers he's ever had. Well, Koto and Sen have lost almost a fifth of all the subscribers that they had. Sen has several channels. Like I said, that he has, I think it's not Asteroids, no, Senny Gym. It's called Senny Gym now. And Plus Array, and then a couple of others, I think, a couple of small ones. But it's only been in the last couple of days that him and Koto were finally able to release videos concerning this matter and explaining what it was that they were doing, because they weren't silent throughout this whole process, throughout this whole period of time. They were actually trying to get help from YouTube, who for some reason ignored them every time they tried to call for help from them. They tried to get independent advisors and people from the Google, from the Google. What's the forum on Google where you go and ask questions about YouTube and they answer them? Wherever that is, they try to go there and get help from them. And it's just been a really, really slow process, unfortunately. And YouTube, for some really stupid reason, has said that they can't prove that Sen actually owns that channel, which is really absurd. Because if you watch his content, if you watch his earlier content on that channel and you watch his other channels, you'll see it's clearly the same person. And he's still got his like 100,000 subscribers milestone, whatever button that is. Was it the silver button or whatever? I can't remember what it was then. But he's still got that there. He has got all the proof that he needs to prove that this channel is his. But because the hackers have changed the email account, that the channel was linked to, for some reason YouTube said we can't prove that this channel was owned by you. So it's really stupid that because of this, I'm not even sure what to describe it really. This incompetence by YouTube staff in helping this channel that's been hacked like twice over the past 4 or 5 years. And more recently it's been hacked for like 2.5 years. And they've not done one thing to stop that. So in this video, both Koto and Sen were saying, please spread the word, please tell people about the situation that we're having, so that hopefully YouTube will be forced to take notice of us. And so that's why in my description for this video, I've got a couple of links towards those videos explaining, directly explaining what the situation is for them, by their words, and also the link so that you can go and upvote his Koto and Sen's problem on the Google forum, wherever that is. And so hopefully the more people who upvote it, the more chance that YouTube staff will have of actually noticing it. Because, like I said, it's quite sad for me, because obviously it's worse for them because it's their channel, but it's sad for me as well because this is a channel that I grew up with for several years on YouTube, and to see it just go comatose and then be poisoned over time by these hackers, it's really sad. It's really saddening. And obviously, okay, I hopefully I don't ever get hacked. If I ever do start producing really weird content, just know it's not me, okay? It is not me. If you see that, immediately report it. And you'll know exactly what sort of content that is, because I've already explained it to you. If you go onto Koto and Sen right now, okay, right now, you will see just all they have really old playlists of different Let's Play series. And then you'll see the modern stuff that's being produced, and you'll say, yep, they're definitely hacked. If you ever see that sort of content on a channel, just report it immediately. But the main point about this video was to basically explain the situation for Koto and Sen, and hopefully ask you guys out there to just upvote that forum post, to hopefully bring attention to this matter to YouTube, because this is the livelihood, part of the livelihood of Koto and Sen, and it's also a significant portion of their lives. Because if I've been watching since like 2012, then that means that channel is over 10 years old. So it's an old channel for them. They've dedicated a lot of their lives to it. I mean, for my own channel, I've dedicated over 6 years of my life now. And if something were to happen to that, I would be broken inside. Just because of the sheer amounts of effort and dedication I put in, and all that hard work just gone. Or me not being able to do anything anymore because someone's taken it from me. So please do help bring awareness to the situation with the Koto and Sen channel that's been hacked. And hopefully soon enough, Koto and Sen will be back in the hands of the original owners. And I know that talking about a Let's Play channel on my own channel, which deals with theology matters and spiritual things, stuff like that, it may seem a bit strange, especially for my audience, you guys watching this. But to me, Koto and Sen was, in a sense, an essential part of my childhood and in my teenage years growing up. Because, like I said, they helped introduce me to YouTube, they helped cement my tastes back then, they helped catalyze me forming my own channel. Even if Markiplier was the final straw that broke the camel's back, Koto and Sen were the ones who built up that entire haystack in the first place. So, I'll do what I can for them, as someone who's been inspired by them for a significant portion of my life. I just ask that you please also help bring awareness to the situation, so that Koto and Sen can finally be in the hands of their original owners, so that even if you don't like playing games, or you don't really like the content they produce, it's still a hacked channel that the two people who own it are really, really upset about that they've been unable to do anything for the past few years about it. So just please help them get their channel back. Please just help spread awareness to this. And maybe if any of you know people who work at YouTube, please let them know. Please let those people that you know that work at YouTube, let them know about the situation, so that hopefully this can be resolved. Hopefully this next part doesn't sound as deadpan and cringy as my attempt to thank Markiplier for helping inspire my channel in my first video. But Koto and Sen, if you two are watching this video, just know that despite the pain that I felt when I saw your channel being corrupted and hacked, and there's nothing I could do about it, despite that, it's definitely been worth waiting all this time to see you guys come back and help deal with the situation and tell us what's been going on behind the scenes, because no one knew out there. No one knew about what was happening, and everyone in the comments, as you said in your video, saying yourself, it was truly heartbreaking to see people commenting on your own videos and you couldn't comment back because it wasn't your video, it wasn't your channel anymore. But I will do what I can. That even if it's a little bit, I'll do what I can to help you bring your channel back. Because even if I've changed from the Let's Play gamer that I used to be on my channel, I still owe a debt to you in helping catalyze the formation of my channel and in helping me shape my experience on YouTube. So thank you, Koto and Sen, both of you, for all that you've done for me. And I'll do what I can. Hopefully my subscribers will do what I can, if they can do anything. And I'll pray that your channel does get returned back to you, and you can continue to produce content and inspire people into the near future. So thank you, Koto and Sen, for your years of service and letting us know what happened to your channel. Thank you, my subscribers and other viewers, for watching this. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And I guess if anything big happens on their channel, like any major update, or maybe some kind of whatever it is, something that needs a big update to their channel, maybe I'll let you guys know about that when that arises. But hopefully this channel gets, their hacked channel gets sorted out and returned back to them. So thank you guys for listening. God bless you all. See you next video, comrades. Until then.